A very well welcome from Singapore. Thank you, Sanjam, founder of Maritime SheEO, for inviting me to this event. I was told that many youths are attending this event, so I therefore want to focus my speech today on two key points. First, our vision for the maritime sector so that we can excite more young talent to join the sector, and second, women in maritime. Let me first talk about our vision. GLAD. Vision for the maritime. It has to be GLAD. Global, low carbon, automated, and digital. Let me elaborate. The maritime sector is in a major transition. It is a transition that needs to be in sync with other major shifts in the energy sector as well as shifts in the logistics sector. The future of shipping will not be practical if there is limited availability of new fuels or lack of bunkering infrastructure and the standards are not ready. The global supply chain will not be digitalized if the logistics and port sectors persist with paper transactions. We must therefore envisage a maritime sector that is not only global, but one that is low carbon and automated or digital. Let me now elaborate on digitalization. With COVID-19 as a catalyst, we are witnessing an acceleration of digitalization and automation. Contactless operations, telemedical consultation, electronic bills of lading, e-bunkering, maritime drone delivery. Now with 5G, big data, IoT, and greater automation, we will see digitalization unlocking greater opportunities on data analytics, robotics, AI. Now imagine a supply chain which is paperless and can be done within clicks. On decarbonization, the sustainability movement is making waves. Across the global supply chain, we hear stronger advocates for green shipping and see shipping companies putting real money investing into low carbon. Now the momentum will only accelerate, and we are already seeing so in Singapore. With the setting up of the Global Centre for Maritime Decarbonization, or GCMD in short, with 6 major industry partners, we will work within the industry to shape standards, deploy solutions, finance projects, and foster collaborations across sectors. So the maritime of the future will be GLAD. G for global, L for low carbon, A for automated, and D for digitalized. So that is our vision for maritime, GLAD. Let me now move on to talk about women in maritime. Now, when I first joined the industry in 2018, I was told that the industry is male-dominated and I would need to watch out for it. However, after 3 years, I beg to differ. It does really depend on the sector within maritime. Now, when it comes to seafaring, the conditions of months away from home can discourage women from joining the industry. Indeed, the Seafarer Workforce Report published in July 2021 reported that women represent only 1.2% of the global seafarer workforce out of 1.89 million. But we do have female seafarers, and they do well in the sector. In fact, in my interactions with the female cadets, I see determination, I see resilience. So for seafaring, I foresee that the conditions will shift towards greater gender equality. Now remember GLAD? With low carbon fuels, automation, and digitalization, the requirements of the job will shift. New skill sets will be required. I therefore foresee the job being more accessible to female seafarers. Now the key is actually to map out a career progression from offshore to onshore. And onshore, the industry is vibrant. Even during this COVID period, it remains resilient. Women and men can pursue equally fulfilling careers in the maritime sector, for example, in the fields of maritime legal, financial, insurance, or even data analytics, to name a few. Through my interactions with maritime companies, many have stated their intent to recruit more women. So in addition, international organizations such as the International Maritime Organization and many others such as SheEO are actively promoting the benefits of gender diversity in the workforce. And I am also very proud to say that females are indeed well represented in the maritime sector in Singapore. Look at our tripartite maritime partners. They are all headed by women. So myself, as the first female chief executive within the Maritime and Port Authority of Singapore, MPA. In the same year, Miss Caroline Young, Chief Executive of homegrown bunker craft operator Hong Lam Marine, was elected the first female president of the Singapore Shipping Association since its inception in 1985. And we have Miss Mary Liu, who heads the Singapore Maritime Officers Union as its General Secretary. And not to forget, the Global Centre for Maritime Decarbonization, which is set up this year, as I mentioned earlier, is helmed by Lin Lu, a female too. And if I look into MPA in our senior leadership team, more than half of them are women. So women are also increasingly taking up roles in other areas. So for instance, we are grooming female engineers to join the ranks in port planning and reclamation works to build Singapore's next generation tuas port. We also have female seafarers joining MPA as a second career, applying their seafaring experience in policy making and operations. So, to all females out there thinking of making maritime a career, don't let gender be the key consideration, but of one that allows you to be who you are and of one that brings out the best in you because of diversity and contributions that you can bring to the sector. So to conclude, I would like to share my personal journey as the first female Chief Executive of MPA, and I must say that I'm glad to have joined this sector in the past few years. As a global business that's rapidly transforming where the best talent matters, it is not about gender, but about one's capabilities. As a sector pursuing low carbon options is again not about gender, but a passion to want to make the world a better place for our next generations and the creativity to explore new solutions. As a sector pursuing automation and digitalisation, it is definitely not about gender, but about who can bring the latest technology to the table and apply it to the sector so that the global supply chain is more efficient. Please join and be maritime to pursue GLAD, global, low carbon, automated and digitalized. The world is indeed our oyster, whether as an individual, company, port authority or the country. Let's go out there and grab it. We can make a meaningful difference for goods to be transported from one country to another more efficiently and more sustainably. We are in a position to make this world a better place. Every talent matters. With that, thank you very much.